All right, now the next voicing after this G7 here, just G7, this one, drop 4 chords on the bottom 4 strings. We're down to here now. Okay, and this would be the second inversion of the drop to 7th chord on the bottom 4 strings. All right, and keep in mind every time you learn one of these chords, it's really 12 chords. So like on that last lesson, and pretty much all of these um, alternate voicing lessons, you're learning 96 chords. Every one of these lessons, just by learning one new shape, you've learned 12. And the most important thing I can stress is to understand, know which notes you're playing. Okay, it not only like in this case D, G, B, and F, but also that you're playing the fifth, the root, the third, and the seventh. Because if you know where the fifth is in every chord, you can quickly make a flat 5 chord or a sharp 5 chord. And when you've done that, you've added another 24 chords right there. Boom, to your repertoire. So it's really, my goal is to try to, as much as it seems contrary to what I'm saying, but it's really to keep things fairly simple. Understanding is a key that opens up a lot of doors. And if you understand just a few things about a chord, you can really go crazy on it. Now this one, we have again, the tritone is showing up, and it's here on the 3rd and 4th strings by themselves. So we will not be moving those. We do not have a 9th in this chord. This is just a G7 chord. Okay, and the frets I'm at 10, 10, 9, 10. The 9th is going to have to be out here, so I'm going to have to reach out here. This one's going to have some interesting issues, but we'll be able to navigate them, I think. Okay, just stretch your fingers out right now. Okay, you see my hand there? That alone, the ninth chord voicing is kind of tough. So the 5th is on the bottom. So to do a G9 with a flat 5, we could probably go like this. Just go down to the bar. If we're going to do a G9 with a sharp 5, go like that. Okay. So for the flat 5, we would have 9, 12, 9, 10. And for the sharp 5, G9 sharp 5, we'd have 11, 12, 9, 10. Okay? And this get D sharp, A, which is our 9th, and then our guide tones. Okay? All right, let's go back to the G9. All right, let's go to a sharp 9. Okay, now you can see here we got that sharp 9 and the 3rd against each other, which creates the tension that a sharp 9 chord is going to naturally create. Okay, so we have the 5th on the bottom, and that's D, and then we have the A sharp, which is our sharp 9, and then we have the 3rd, which is our B, and then the F. Okay, and so the fret just on this one is 10, 13, 9, 10. Not one I'm going to be grabbing quickly. I guarantee it. To be honest, when you're in a bind and you're moving fast, you got a lot of chord changes going on, or you're sight reading something, you're going to grab the chords you're most comfortable with, the ones that are home and safe and feel good to the hand. So this is not one of them. Okay, so all right, now the flat 9 is much more reasonable, and again, this one's the same as this one here, and same one as this one. It's just a diminished chord. Okay, so that's fret number wise. Okay, 10, 11, 9, 10. All right, and it's just the 5th, which is D, the flat 9, which is A flat, the B, and the F. All right, now let's go back to our 9th right here. Okay, now we're going to do both altereds. So let's go ahead and start with the 2 flats. That's going to be a little easier because I'm just going to take these 2 bottom notes and I'm going to move them down a fret. Okay, and sure enough, I end up with a C sharp 7 chord again. Okay, which is a tritone away from the root. C sharp 7 is a tritone away from the root. So it's interesting. So it's a little bit of a theory thing, but basically, in this specific case, a G7 with a flat 5 and a flat 9 is the same as a C sharp 7 chord with a G in the bass. All right, don't worry, there's no quiz at the end of the week. All right, now let's sharp them both, and this is going to be tougher. It's also not the easiest guitar to play. Okay, I got flat wounds on it, which are kind of fun. Okay, so we have the D sharp, which is the sharp 5. We have the A sharp, which is the sharp 9. We have the B and the F, which are the 3rd and 7th guide tones. Now, The interesting thing about this one is it's also got that half step in there, create that tension. All right. So if I did that and maybe went to the flat. Okay, so we did the flat 5, flat 9. Now we've got the G7 sharp 5 sharp 9. All right. Now let's do flat 5 sharp 9. That's really cool. I love the sound of that chord. It's kind of like a 13th chord too, but anyway, I don't want to confuse it any more than I already have. So here's our D flat, which is our flat 5. Here's our sharp 9, and then again the guide tones are the same. Okay, and then we'll reverse those. So now we'll go back to our 9th chord, and now we're going to flat the 9 and sharp the 5, and this one. Okay, so this would be a G7 with a sharp 5 and a flat 9, and that one's much more compact than the opposite one. The opposite one was. Okay, kind of resolves nice to that. All right, now, so let's review real quick. G7, second inversion, because the 5th is in the bass, so that's a second inversion chord. Second inversion 9th chord. Okay, we add the 9th, so now there's no G in here. Okay, we don't have a G in this chord. And then so we're gonna sharp the 5. We're gonna flat the 5. There we go. We're going to do a G7 with a flat 9 or G7 with a sharp 9. Okay. We're going to do a G7 sharp 9 or sharp 5 sharp 9. G7 flat 5 flat 9. G7 flat 5 with a sharp 9. And G7 right here, G7 with a flat 9 and a sharp 5. That's all of them. Okay. Whew, we got one more to do, and then after that I'm going to talk about basic 2-5-1 progressions. So we're going to go from talking about chords and thinking one chord at a time to start thinking of 3 chords at a time. And the cool thing about that is that you'll start to see chord progressions in 3 chord chunks oftentimes, like jazz 2-5-1s are very, very common. So that's going to be a lot of fun to talk about. But we'll start right now. We'll finish up. We got one more lesson on the altered chords. Okay. God bless you guys. Talk to you soon.